audience questions, there's a podium over there. If you would like to ask a question, please identify yourself, and if you state which candidate or candidates the question is addressed to. And anyone have any questions for this? I thought you might. State your name, please.
My name is Alan Cameron. I'd like to ask each of the council candidates this question. Would you endorse the Texas Veterans Alliance Veterans Initiative proposed to the city of San Marcos, allowing veterans a no deposits policy for utility services in San Marcos, and possibly a $5,000 non-repayable loan if they buy a home in San Marcos?
Mr. Thompson, start with you.
Absolutely, on the utility deposits, I think that would be an extremely nice gesture. And even aside from the veterans on that, which I think that should go through, the utility deposits, there's people with incredible credit ratings that are spending money on utility deposits. It just really makes it that much more difficult to do something in San Marcos. So I'd like for that to be reevaluated anyways. And as far as the $5,000 incentive, that's a budget question that if as long as it's there, I would support that. We're doing a $5,000 incentive to PhDs that are teaching at the university, and they're certainly financially better off than many of the veterans. So I would rather see that go towards someone that could use it. If somebody returning to war that wants to buy a home in San Marcos, absolutely, I think we should do whatever we can to help them.
Almost across the board, I would say yes. I do have to agree with Mr. Thompson that it is a budget issue. I will say, on the other hand, coming back and being in the military, the money you get paid, you can call it pretty much blood money. It's not really a whole lot. If the city can afford to give $5,000 for a veteran to buy a home, I don't think anybody sitting at this table besides me knows how much of a hand up that would be. Because you come back from a situation like that, you're back in a completely different world that you've been in for a long period of time. You're not used to maybe talking to people, trying to get a job that's going to pay a sustainable wage, especially in a community that has no jobs that pay a sustainable wage. And these are the things that I think can get those veterans on the right path, so we can avoid seeing veterans that came back from the Vietnam War and were just kind of left aside and spit on.
Yes, sir. Back in March, I did propose that ideation. It does model and mirror the rebate that we did give to our tenured faculty, and I absolutely do support that notion. That's something we talked about back in March. In addition to that, I also support giving rebates. I've talked to many members of the Veterans Alliance. I counsel as an academic advisor, exercise sports science advisor. I counsel many students who are coming home on the GI Bill. I also work with students who are going to war in the ROTC. It's something very near and dear to my heart. Proposition 8 constitutional amendment will also allow our veterans to buy houses through that. And then also number 6 the housing one. 8 is for us to, I would say, would be the mechanism to create a vet center. We have polytrauma injuries, and those, a lot of our students are being hired for these new polytrauma centers that are being opened, and they're finding jobs there. I think it's vital that we capture that money that will be rendered from that constitutional amendment and create a vet center here in Hays County. I've spoken to many of the veterans of the Veteran Alliance. They support me wholeheartedly in that endeavor.
Thank you, Ms.
Okay, sure.
Thank you, Candace.
Any other audience questions for place 5?